became a volunteer because of a recent incident that happened in a retail store that I was in this summer. There was a lady in the store that was being verbally and physically abusive to her child, and I stood there along with everybody else in the store and didn't say anything.
I became a guardian after I adopted my son. During that process, he had a private guardian that was his representative in court. So that perked my interest.
I suffered an illness and have not been able to work for about 4 or 5 years. I'm a nurse by trade, so I wanted something that would fill that space of caring that I'm missing.
Growing up, I was never homeless, hungry, or hurt by my parents or any of my siblings. So I really didn't have any idea that so many of our children were being abused.
I finally realized there's so many children out there that did not have the same childhood that I had. Some children are dealing with some issues that you just would not imagine.
It's something that I've thought about doing several times in my life. I'm involved in a lot of different things, and I have 3 children. So I didn't know if I had time to worry about someone else's child.
The first question out of my mouth was, am I going to actually have to be a legal guardian of somebody in my home? And they're like, no, no, no. They just explained that you're really just an advocate for abused and neglected children. And when I heard that, I was totally on board.
I love training because it actually gave me a lot of information that I did not know was out there. Like abuse, neglect, the fine line between disciplining your child and abusing your child. It's a lot of information, but it's well worth it.
GAL staff are just so receptive to helping. They're constantly there for you. You can get them by phone, email, whatever you need. It's like they're here for us. That's their purpose.
Now, I'll be honest with you, at first, after the training was completed, I still had butterflies. But after my first case, I realized that the training was excellent. And also, being able just to pick up the phone and call somebody here at the office is a tremendous help with your cases, with writing your reports, and any questions that you may have.
Visiting with the children. Yes, because I get to roll around in the floor with them, if the floor is clean. I get to roll around in the floor with them, play games with them. Some of them play music for me, you know. So I enjoy visiting the children.
The most rewarding part I can say about being a guardian is that I know that I'm making a difference in a child. Like, you can see the impact. You have a direct influence in what happens to a child.
Working with children to improve their life, to improve their situation, to give them confidence, to give them someone in their corner is just so critical in their ability to succeed.
A rewarding part of being a guardian, I think, was this past Christmas working on my first case. I was doing my second visit to a child, and as soon as I walked into the foster care's house, he saw me, he recognized me, he came up and gave me a big hug, and that kind of melted my heart.
A lot of times in the community, there's people with a bunch of scars and family problems and pains, but every time that you're able to help a child out, you're making a major impact in the community, because the way it affects the way that they grow up, it affects the way that they think, overall how their family turns out.
You don't get monetary pay, but you get paid in a different way. For me, it's just the satisfaction of knowing that a child is okay.
We're dealing with the underdog. We're dealing with a child who does not have a voice, who does not have someone to stand up for him or for her. And I think we can make a difference, just one child at a time.